And this is what I was saying about there was needed to be a sacrifice once and for all, because if not, people were just condemned to continually doing these blood sacrifices. God does not want bloods and goats. He does not eat them. I must say bloods and goats, sheep and goats and rams. He does not eat them. What God needs is a blood sacrifice, one that is pure and clean. I'll read on to Galatians 3:21. Is the law therefore opposed to the promises of God? Absolutely not. For if a law had been given that could impart life, then righteousness would certainly have come by the law. Hopefully that makes the point. When I was saying that if the law was perfect and the law was complete and not a shadow of what was to come or what was needed, then there wouldn't have been a need for Christ in the first place. And because everybody would have been justified, everyone would have been righteous because we just live perfectly. But something I don't know if you guys realize, and I'm sure if any of you have read the book of Exodus, Leviticus, like any of those like early Israelite journeys, you will understand and see that the people could just not get it right. Like they were just incapable. It's not like, oh, you do so there was like a sin offering, there was a guilt offering, there was, you know, numerous types of offering that you made on the altar for the different sins that you could commit. God made account for all of them. Now, if that was a system that worked and was perfect, or it was complete, the first time you do a sin offering, boom, you're good. But do you know what the people did? They went right back to sin. All they needed to do is make sure that they had the means to furnish their sin, which was, oh, okay, I just need to make sure I've got, but so it's like, okay, this month, how many goats have I got? How many rams have I got? Oh, okay, so now I can do this, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this and this. Oh, it's too expensive for me right now because I still need to sell some of these things at the market. I still need to feed my family. So I can't yet do this sin or this sin because the price of that sin is too high. I can't afford it. So there were sins that people did because they could afford the price that needed to be paid. But for Jesus, he was the ultimate price. And the price that was paid came from God. It wasn't us. We couldn't afford it, guys. We couldn't afford it. There's only so many rams and bulls and goats that could be sacrificed at one time by one family. To the point even some had to share, you know, you had to go and borrow goat or whatever. We could not afford the price of sin. It was very clear because man inherently desires wickedness and evil. Anything that we do is to furnish our own desire. And this was back from Genesis when Satan spoke to Eve. Anything he encouraged everybody to do was just, but what do you want to do? What is it that you want to do? But I know what God said, but don't worry about what God said. What do you want to do? And he just puffed us up, made us feel like, yeah, this is cool, this is a good decision, this is good for me to do. Eve saw that the food was good to eat and it was pleasing for food, like it was pleasing to her eye. It wasn't pleasing to God, it wasn't good to God. It didn't matter what God thought, but now Eve now thought that, yeah, this thing is good to eat. So hey, she took it, and here we are, Adam took it, and here we are. Or there we were, you know, Israelites just constantly in perpetual sin. That was the perpetual guilt of sin. We could not pay the price, so someone had to come pay the price for us, and that was Christ.